This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Hannah Belinsky, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Wednesday, December 10th. Air Force reaffirms 2028 timeline for F-16 upgrades following GLOC incident. CCP-aligned groups in Hungary spreading Taiwan-Netherlands disinformation, say Dutch experts. And Taiwan's minister advances 5 key cooperation areas on 4th visit to Czechia. But first, today's top story. A recent incident in which an Air Force F-16 pilot lost consciousness mid-flight has renewed public interest in the Air Force's previously announced plan to install auto GCAS on F-16 fighter jets. The Air Force stated Wednesday that the project is being carried out in conjunction with the F-16 upgrade program initiated in 2020. This past Monday, during routine air defense training, an F-16V pilot temporarily lost consciousness due to high G-forces during a maneuver. Fortunately, after multiple calls from his wingman, the pilot regained consciousness and was able to land the plane safely. The Air Force has emphasized that this was the pilot's first G-induced loss of consciousness incident. As the incident calls back to the fatal fighter jet accidents of 2018 and 2022, it has revived discussion about the installation of auto GCAS, or Automatic Ground Collision Avoidance System, on the ROCAF F-16 fleet. The Air Force said they expect installation work to be completed by 2028, explaining that because they are preparing to use a new hybrid flight control computer, the entire flight control computer architecture must be changed, in addition to software upgrades. The Air Force also pointed out that the U.S. completed system integration verification last year and everything is functioning normally. The U.S. will be providing the hybrid flight control computers, which will be delivered to Taiwan in batches for replacement. As for the 66 new fighter jets Taiwan purchased from the U.S., auto GCAS will be installed at the factory before delivery. The Central News Agency reported this Tuesday that a website controlled by CCP-aligned overseas Chinese community organizations in Hungary recently circulated information claiming that Taiwan's Military Intelligence Bureau has cooperated with relevant Dutch agencies on intelligence gathering. Dutch experts on China say it is a typical United Front tactic and a deliberate attempt to warn the Netherlands and other European countries not to cooperate with Taiwan. Rumors online claimed that MIB officials traveled to the Netherlands in May to exchange information with local officials. On December 3rd, the MIB issued a press release stating that the content was distorted and inconsistent with the facts. The National Security Bureau has since initiated an online source tracing operation and found that the earliest known dissemination originated from an account that had only been used once. One of the Netherlands' leading newspapers, De Volkskrant, quoted Dutch China expert Sense Hofstede as saying that the source of this information is undoubtedly China. Hofstede said he believes Beijing not only wishes to retaliate over the Nexperia incident and the proactive stance of Dutch government agencies, but also attempts to warn all European countries that they are watching. In September, the Dutch government announced it would take over Nexperia, a semiconductor company owned by a Chinese firm, citing risks to national economic security. China and the Netherlands have since clashed over the incident, and the dispute remains unresolved. According to De Volkskrant, University of Leiden researcher Suzanne Kamerling said the operation combines smear campaigns and counterintelligence, adding that the timing of the release is especially of note and that it appears to be part of a series of measures by China to retaliate against and put political pressure on the Netherlands. It is still unclear whether the Dutch government will pursue diplomatic action in response to China's provocation. The Chinese embassy in The Hague has not responded to related inquiries. Taiwan-Czech exchanges are strengthening as Taiwan's economic minister Gong Mingxin led a trade delegation to Czechia from Sunday to Tuesday, marking his 4th visit. The mission aimed to expand cooperation in industry, technology, and investment, the economic ministry said on Tuesday. During the visit, Gong met with Senate President Miloš Vystrčil, First Vice President Jiří Drahoš, Chairman of the Czechia-Taiwan Parliamentary Platform Marek Benda, and former Lower House Speaker Markéta Pekarová-Adamová. The two sides held detailed discussions on industrial and technological collaboration. Gong also spoke at a Taiwan-Czech business dinner and visited the Taiwan Trade and Investment Center in Prague, which opened last year. Gong expressed gratitude for what he called a virtuous cycle of bilateral goodwill since 2021, when Czechia donated vaccines to Taiwan and senior Czech lawmakers made reciprocal visits. Bilateral trade reached $2.37 billion last year, up nearly 95% from the previous year, with Taiwanese investment, mainly in ICT, totaling $221 million. Looking ahead, Gong proposed 5 key areas for cooperation: artificial intelligence, drones and aerospace, electric vehicles, lasers, and electron microscopes. He said Taiwan's supply chain advantages complement Czech manufacturing expertise and praised ongoing progress in academic, industrial, and semiconductor collaboration. President Lai Ching-te urged opposition parties on Wednesday to adopt a rational and pragmatic approach toward the special budget for the Strengthening Defense Resilience and Asymmetric Force Initiative, after they blocked the bill from being placed on the legislature's agenda once again. Lai made these remarks before attending the 2025 Asia Democracy and Human Rights Awards ceremony in Taipei. He emphasized that while democracies may experience internal competition, all sides must unite in the face of external threats. He pointed out that China's intimidation targets Taiwan and also puts pressure on neighboring countries, which are responding by expanding their defense partnerships. Lai insisted that the Defense Ministry's 1.25 trillion NT dollar plan is vital for strengthening Taiwan's resilience and ensuring regional stability, and should not be obstructed at the procedural stage. Lai called for the bill to move forward for committee review to foster public understanding and ensure transparent oversight.
We absolutely cannot shy away from our country's important responsibility for regional peace and stability. If we fail to fulfill this obligation, we'll encounter even greater challenges in the face of China's threats. I hope the opposition parties can clearly comprehend this.
He also criticized China's recent military maneuvers in East Asian waters as highly inappropriate, urging Beijing to act responsibly and stressing peace has no price and war has no winners. According to a report by the Central News Agency on Tuesday, several bookstores in China known for selling Hong Kong and Taiwanese books have closed down this year. Industry insiders say that while the reasons vary, the demand among Chinese readers for traditional character books has always existed. More people are buying their books online, and some secondhand sellers have become channels for purchasing Taiwanese books that touch on politically sensitive topics in China. Many publishing professionals say one reason bookstores are shuttering is because China's book pricing system is on the verge of collapse. Buyers can procure new editions of books through major Chinese online bookstores at nearly half the price, leaving many brick-and-mortar bookstore owners unable to compete. Taiwanese books and magazines are typically more expensive. Accounting for the import, customs, and shipping fees, the wholesale cost of a Taiwanese book in China is about 95% of the original Taiwan list price, which in turn ups the retail price. Even so, Taiwanese editions continue to have a market in China due to their relative rarity, often selling better than simplified Chinese editions. Bookstore sales staff say that most readers of Taiwanese books are university professors and researchers. Others are avid readers who are aware of China's censorship system. They noted that those who truly want to read a book that is published in both Taiwan and China tend to buy the Taiwanese version, especially in the social sciences. Taiwanese books available in Chinese bookstores are generally considered legal, but as the definition of legal is always in flux, book lovers are occasionally able to obtain books no longer available in China. Those seeking more sensitive Taiwanese titles choose online shopping, deliberately avoiding the more well-known and closely monitored platforms. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Hannah Belinsky. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.
Cash for everyone. The government is giving out 10,000 NT dollars. It's easy to claim. Choose direct deposit, ATM, or post office. Check details at the official website 10,000.gov.tw or 10000.gov.tw or call the free hotline at 1988. Stay alert. Don't trust unknown sources. This advertisement is brought to you by the Ministry of Finance.